Hello everyone, I'm Saimukul. I'm a student of English Care. Today I'm gonna talk about how America captured Osama bin Laden. We all might have known about Osama bin Laden, the man who shook America. And it was in the year of 2011 and Osama bin Laden and some of his few terrorist group. He formed a terrorist group. He was the major militant in that group and they thought of hitting the America and they thought of stealing two flights from the America jet and their main motive was to one destroy the two sky towers in America and another motive was to hit the Washington DC capital. And however the first plan worked, they hit the sky tower successfully. But another plan didn't work because of one terrorist, because of malfunction in the pilot, in the plane. So, however, the first plan got successfully, and this was the major talk in the year of 2011 at America, and it was a major loss to America because at that time America had many wealth, they had good military support, and all the one they were well engaged with all the fields, but a small terrorist attack shook two sky towers in America. And at that time, the president of America, Barack Obama, heard about this, and they thought that they should kill him. And however, they tried, but they could not find Osama bin Laden. And they also got information that Osama bin Laden was hiding in Afghanistan, and and therefore Barack Obama formed and he chose many people who were strong in both physical power and mental power, and he formed a very group, and it was also known as the Navy Force, and they went there and they searched everywhere, but Osama bin Laden was not in Afghanistan. This was a very shock to Barack Obama and whole America because at that time, as I have mentioned earlier, America was a good country both in wealth and in military and in all the one. But a small terrorist shook away one America, one whole country. But however, Osama bin Laden was in there. 20 terrorists who were linked to Osama bin Laden were found, and the military base of the America captured them and they beat them hardly with a stick. But however they beat hardly with a stick, they didn't get a single word from terrorists. So they thought that this wouldn't work, and they encouraged and they also engaged in the process of finding Osama bin Laden. And at that time, Osama bin Laden got his information and he moved to Pakistan. This is the place where the main problem starts because America and Pakistan were not in a good friendship at that time, and even we can tell that they had some rivalries between them. So getting into Pakistan is not an easy task for America because Pakistan wouldn't allow him because they can't kill a man without the Pakistan's government permission inside the Pakistan. So they were very worried about this. They thought that they should kill Osama bin Laden. But however they tried, they couldn't, and thought of many ideas. The first strategy they put was go into it without the Pakistan government's knowledge and kill him. But they thought that if Osama bin Laden was in there, what would happen? And they also got information that Osama bin Laden was there in a three multi-storied building in one certain apartment in Pakistan, and they thought that they could kill him very easily. But the building was surrounded with a very big compound, so they couldn't watch at that time. And another problem is about 100 meters there were a Pakistan military base. So if they do the attack on the apartment, if Pakistan sees this, it would cause a major destruction to the whole country. Then it will become a world war between Pakistan and America. So Barack Obama and his members thought about this so closely. And the next is they got a next idea was to get permission from the Pakistan government. But at that time, as I mentioned earlier, Pakistan wasn't in a good friendship with America. So this idea failed again. So the one and only choice for them is go inside the apartment and find find Osama bin Laden and kill him without the Pakistan's power. But however they thought of doing this or executing this, this wasn't an easy task because there was a Pakistan military base nearby, and if they see it, this would cause a massive destruction in the whole world. And after time, they thought and this was the only option. They got ready the military base and some specialist forces. There were 24 military officers and 79 commanders to command them. And 11 March 2011, it was the date. And finally, when they went to it, and but another problem was that they weren't sure if Osama bin Laden was in the apartment, because as it was a multi-story building and there were many people who were safeguarding Osama bin Laden there, so they were not sure. But however, they believed that Osama bin Laden should have there 90%, but the remaining 10% was the cost for the America. But believing on their power and the military supports, they went there, and it was at 12:30 a.m. 11 March 2011, and they went it. But but it was around 3:30 a.m. at night, and they successfully went into the first story of the building, and they went to the ground and they went to the basement of the building. There were they searched almost everywhere, but they couldn't find if Osama bin Laden was there. So they moved to the first floor, and there they saw some children. And as America being a kind country, they safeguarded all the children, and they again went into and they searched everywhere, but they couldn't find. And while they were stepping on the second floor, they heard the massive fire. They heard the massive gunshots at that time, and they were also gun shooting, and they can see some people gun shooting them. And however, they managed, and the third floor was the most unexpected thing at that, because at that time, four to five members, they were the Osama bin Laden's militaries, and they start firing at these America's militaries, and they were both at fighting. And America thought that we shouldn't let Pakistan shouldn't know this, but due to the gunshots and the firing attacks, all the people who were surrounding the apartment came outside, and they saw that what if it was. And luckily, American militant can speak Pakistani language, and he told the Pakistani language that they were the Pakistan military, and it was a small incident going on between them. So however, they convinced the people, but people weren't sure, because they weren't sure because Pakistan could attack one inside the Pakistan country itself, right? So, however, they moved on the third floor. At that time, Osama bin Laden's son came downstairs, shooting the Pakistan militants with the gun. So Pakistan also shot him, and they were losing the hope, because there were only 4 stories in the building, and if Osama bin Laden was in there, then it would be a major cost for the America. But luckily, they went there. But there were 4 women who were protecting a man, but they weren't sure if it was Osama bin Laden. However, they shot all the 4 ladies, and they shot Osama bin Laden at that time. But they weren't sure if it was Osama bin Laden, because he had changed his body to another person's. He also pretended himself to be another man. So they weren't sure if it was Osama bin Laden, and his body was taken to America, uh, and they also tested DNA test about his blood, and it came that it was 100% Osama bin Laden. So the next step the America took is they however killed Osama bin Laden, but they couldn't keep the body in their country itself. So they asked Pakistan, Saudi Arabia, and many countries if they wanted Osama bin Laden's body. When they called Pakistan, Pakistan went in a rage mode, because how America can get into it and how they can attack people from their own country. So Pakistan were in a rage mode at that time. So they skipped Pakistan and went on to call Saudi Arabia and Afghanistan. But however, they weren't ready to accept Osama bin Laden's body. So, leaving all the hope, they also thought of burying the Osama bin Laden's body underground. But what if other people knew it and killed their America's leaders? So the only one step they had is to bury the Osama bin Laden's body under the sea, and it was the one and only option for them to do, and they successfully buried Osama bin Laden's body. And the next day, Barack Obama gave a press conference that we killed Osama bin Laden successfully, and we had killed him successfully, and I would like to thank all the militaries there. So this is how America took revenge on Osama bin Laden. Thank you. Have a nice day.